Jeannie Mai never imagined she would marry again after her divorce, but then she met Jeezy and everything changed. They had a whirlwind romance, and you'll be amazed by this couple's journey. When Jeannie got divorced in 2017, she admitted to her co-stars on The Real that she'd become jaded and insisted that marriage wasn't for her. She said her marriage broke down because she didn't want to have kids with her then husband Freddie Hartiz, who really wanted to have them. But after the bitter way Freddie has behaved since the divorce, it sounds like there were more problems with their marriage than just that. In fact, Jeannie admitted that she had very low standards for her first marriage. And Freddie actually moved on super fast and got his next partner pregnant only months after the divorce. So I guess he really just couldn't wait to become a dad after all. Jeannie said that she needed time alone to find herself, and that at first she was really in a dark place. Then she met Jeezy on The Real, and it seemed like her world started to brighten up again. Their relationship just completely changed Jeannie's outlook on life and love. And to be honest, some of the things she said about Jeezy really shocked me. He actually sounds like a really affectionate, sensitive, and super romantic guy. Qualities that you stereotypically don't associate with rappers who act like they have a tough guy persona. He's always been very discreet about his dating life, even though he's dated other celebrities like Khloe Kardashian and Keisha Cole. Although this time he's been a lot more of an open book when it comes to his feelings towards Jeannie, and she shared a lot about him too. On his and Jeannie's first date, she said that they shut down the sushi place that they were at after talking about all kinds of deep topics. And then get this, Jeezy proposed that they go salsa dancing. It turned out that he's a great dancer, and they stayed at the club until closing too. The couple first made their relationship public in 2019 at the Snowball Gala in Atlanta, an event to fundraise money for Jeezy's charity organization. Since then, she's been enamored with her man and couldn't help but gush on The Real about how he's really deep, introspective, a visionary, and a great leader. I mean, you could really tell that she was totally head over heels in love with him. And when you hear some of the unbelievable things he's done for her, it's easy to see why. She shared on her talk show that he once left his own birthday party to drive her to the airport just so he'd have extra time with her. On another one of his birthdays, he supported her by spending the day buying an LA billboard to get people to vote for her when she was on Dancing with the Stars. Definitely some grand gestures of love that no doubt would have made any of her single friends jealous. And when Jeannie was too ill to perform on the contest show and needed throat surgery, guess who was by her side the whole time? Jeezy also gave regular updates to the public on his partner's recovery and described her as strong and fearless. They'd been together for under 2 years when Jeezy proposed, and the proposal was almost too romantic to believe. It was in April 2020 when everyone was confined to their homes, but Jeezy had originally planned to propose to her on a trip to Vietnam that they had to cancel. So instead, Jeezy brought Vietnam to them by ordering Vietnamese decorations and food and surprising her at home on a quarantine date night. He popped the question in front of the fireplace, and I think we all know that there was no way she wasn't going to say yes. My jaw almost dropped open when I saw her engagement ring. It was a Marquise diamond set in a thicker diamond, and to top it off, it even had a small emerald in the band of the ring. Jewelry experts estimate it set Jeezy back $150,000. They'd originally wanted to wait and have a big elegant wedding in France with lots of guests, but then tragedy struck. Sadly, Jeezy's mom passed away, and it made the couple think about how short life is, so they decided to get married sooner. Because of the pandemic, it wasn't going to be the grand one they had in mind, but they made it intimate in their back garden with their family and close friends. It may have been a smaller ceremony, but it was still luxurious. Jeannie stunned everyone in a majestic dress by Galia Lahav, and the guests were all asked to wear off-white in order to represent peace in their union. Later on the dancing portion of the night, guests received customized pajamas, and the bride and groom wore their own Versace silk ones. They also had a little culture twist by including a Vietnamese tea ceremony to honor Jeannie's parents. And there was a really touching moment when Jeezy's dad laid down a single pink rose on a chair reserved for the groom's late mother. The newlyweds are also quite philanthropic, and they wanted to give back to the community, so they generously donated 1,000 bikes to Atlanta area children in need. It's hard not to be happy for a couple that is this much in love. Jeannie commented that she felt that there was a big difference between dating someone and being married to them. She talked about how they both grew up in households with unhealthy marriages, but now in their 40s, they learn what it takes to make things work. She made a point about relationships that I actually think a lot of couples don't consider. She said that even though we may not all grow up with examples of a good marriage, we all intuitively know what we want. She highlighted that most of us want to feel loved, trusted, and safe, and we also want romance. So it's just a matter of always communicating that to your partner so they can both try to give those things to each other. What happened next for the couple was pretty interesting. While Jeannie had previously stated that she never wanted to have children, when she was asked about babies in November 2020, she said she wasn't sure anymore. Then in 2021, she made a big announcement on The Real. She confessed that she'd been hiding her pregnancy for the past 5 months and was relieved to finally share the good news. She went on to admit that it hadn't been easy though. The couple had started trying for a baby even before their wedding, and something awful happened only a month before their wedding ceremony. Unfortunately, Jeannie lost a baby, and this was obviously a difficult time for both of them. But they were determined to try again and even looked into vitro fertilization as an option, which really goes to show that someone who said they'd absolutely never wanted a kid, Jeannie clearly felt the opposite at that point. She claimed that it was because Jeezy had made her see life differently for herself. Luckily for the married couple, they managed to conceive naturally in the end, and Jeannie gave birth in January 2022. But what did her ex-husband have to say about Jeannie's sudden change of heart? Well, remember how I said that Freddie wasn't exactly friendly with Jeannie after the divorce? He made that perfectly clear when he chose to comment on the pregnancy announcement. He stated that he had upgraded from trash to treasure a long time ago. Those were obviously some pretty harsh words, but Jeannie's co-host Lonnie thought that maybe they weren't his words alone. She suggested that the comment sounded more like something his girlfriend would have said. She added that they should both show some grace that Jeannie did when she found out about their pregnancy years earlier. Either way, I'm just happy for Jeannie and Jeezy. They seem to be doing really well. But what do you guys think? Did you know about the ups and downs of the couple's relationship? Do you think Jeannie has found true love this time around? Let me know in the comments down below.